Hi y'all, it's me. I wanted to share with you some buttons I've been making while we're all in this mist of button craze. But I want to show you the makers in case those who don't know. Fred actually sent me these button makers, and they come in various sizes, and these can be purchased at your fabric stores, Joann's, that kind of place. And they look like this, and they come with two parts like that. So you basically lay your fabric, your button piece, and the other button piece, and then you kind of push it together. Anyway, you could see how to do that on other videos, but I just want to show you the different styles. And then Crystal, sorry Crystal, I can't remember your numbers. Anyway, she went shopping for me, so thanks for that. And she got me some of the Daiso ones. And they also come in different sizes, and this is how they look. And again, it's just the two parts. The advantage over the Daiso one is that the bottom part here is clear, so that when you position your fabric in there, if it has a design, you can actually see how it's going to fall on your button when you make it. That can be really helpful if you're using a print. However, if you're just using something solid, like a solid color, then these work fine. And I imagine with these you can also find a way to lay your fabric in there so that you know where your image is going to fall once you do make the button. So they're both good in their own ways. So I'm going to show you some of the buttons that I made. Now I know you've all seen these style buttons, which are just cotton fabric buttons, and these are just some things I had in my collection. Gingham, chevron, just a printed fabric. These are some shabby fabrics I had. This one actually was with the sheet that I just bought a couple days ago on my thrift store, and it does make a cute little button. And as you see, like these buttons here, I would not have been able to center this fabric as well as I did had I used the solid color button maker. It's easier to do with a see-through, whereas when you have all over patterns like this, or perhaps this, the other one will work just fine. So it just depends on what kind of fabric you're using when you're making your buttons, but you could see there these kind of fell perfectly where I needed them to. So that's the first kind of buttons that everyone's making. So I started thinking about it, and I thought, while I'm on this button making kick, let me see what else I can come up with. Oops, sorry, I'm going to leave those there so my camera can stay focused. So I went and got some velvet out that I had, and I made a velvet button. This was a little bit harder because the velvet was thick, and so it was kind of hard to push down, but it did go in there perfectly. So that was really good. So that was another one that I tried. Then I got out some Stampin' Up! Ribbon that I adore, and I thought, let me see if I can make a button with that, and I did. And there you go right there. That's the Stampin' Up! Ribbon that I love so much. And you can see how that works. So if you have a favorite ribbon, you can use it on that. Then I decided to try satin, but I didn't like the satin because it was too boring looking. And so what I did was I decided to add some tiny pearls to it and a big one in the center just to bling it up some so it wasn't so boring. So you can do that, you know, embellish your buttons. They don't have to be just fabric. So really cute. So I did that. And then the next one I thought was, I'd love to try one with eyelet material. So I went ahead and put some of the satin underneath, which you can see there, and then I did the eyelet on top, and it came out really cute. I love this one. And so it worked really fine. My thumbs are kind of sore because some of the fabrics are harder to push, and then I did some double layering like with this one, so it was harder to push, but it does work. This was a pretty netting kind of stuff that I had, but I didn't want to just lay it on there because you could see the silver part of the button through it. So what I did was I put a fabric that was that kind of color in the background, and then I laid that netting on top and did them both together to get that style. So that was pretty cool. Next I thought, ooh, lace. I want to try lace. So what I did was I decided that I didn't want that silver, again, to show the silver part of the button. So I went ahead and painted it pink, and then I let it dry, and then I laid my lace on top of that, and then I made the button. And look how pretty those came out. They're gorgeous. So just some other ideas for you when you're button making, so you think about other things besides just that fabric that we all have. Another one I did was I took some fabric and one of those homemade epoxy enamel dots or whatever they are. I laid the enamel dot down on the center, and then I used some glitter glass and I glued it around the enamel dot. So it just again gave the button another little cutesy look, sparkly kind of thing. So that's another one. Then I decided to try it with felt because I thought, oh, felt would be fun. So I did get some felt out and I covered it with the pink felt, and then I used a Sizzlet die to cut the little flower, and then I embellished it with some blingy stuff, and I think that one's super cute too. So that's another one I tried. And then I thought, ooh, I want to try burlap, because you know it's got to work with burlap, but again the problem would be seeing the silver of the button in the background. So I used a piece of fabric that was similar to the color of burlap and put it in the background, and then put the burlap on top, and look how cool that came out. It was hard to press this one in because, oh, my fingers were hurting, but I did get it. It did go in really nicely. So yeah, you can make burlap ones, and then you could even embellish that if you wanted to. So, you know, think about that too. Another one I tried, I don't know if you all remember this Die Cuts with a View fabric stack that they had out a while ago. That fabric is actually paper backed fabric, but if you separate the layers and pull it apart, you can then use this fabric, and it's actually sticky, so you can kind of stick it on your button and then put it in the maker and make the button, which is what I did with this. And look how cute that came out. So I mean, instead of letting that fabric paper sit there, I can use it to make some buttons. So I thought that came out super cute too. And then last but not least, the final idea I have for you, I had some rosette trim, and it was the tiny rosette trim with teensy tiny rosettes on it, and I thought, I wonder if I could try that, and I did, and that's how that came out, which I think is stinking cute. So yeah, so look at the things you have around you and see what you can get in your button makers, and super cute. I love this. And I did put another fabric under this one as well, because I didn't want to see the silver through the netting part of this rosette trim, and it caught pretty well. A few places where I think where the flowers were didn't catch, but I really don't care about that as long as the majority of the fabric stayed in. But it's just super cute. So anyhow, there you go. There's my button making for a while. I'm not going to make any more until I need them, because you know, you never know what color you're going to need or whatever, and I don't want to have 10,000 of something I don't need. So anyhow, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.